here at the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck, New York with Lou Trapani. Hi, Lou.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Wonderful. So if you haven't been here, the center is located in a building that looks like a beautiful red barn off of Route 308. Yep, right here in Rhinebeck, New York. Just about a 5-minute drive from downtown Rhinebeck, which, as you know, there are plenty of wonderful things to do. We wanted to make sure we touched on this because they have a really great program coming up soon right here in the Hudson Valley region. And Lou, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you have in store for us.
Well, coming up in April, we're doing our 9th annual Sam Scripps Shakespeare Festival. We've actually started the festival longer ago than 9 years, but we didn't call it the Sam Scripps Festival. And this year, it's made up of a production of Othello, plus a production called Shakespeare on Broadway, which is a review of all the great musicals that are based on Shakespearean plays, like Kiss Me Kate, Boys from Syracuse, West Side Story. And then I'm doing an evening called Speaking Shakespeare, in which people from the community are invited to come with their favorite script. And for no money at all, you sit here for free, and you can get up and you can read aloud your favorite scene. So you can be Romeo. If you're 85 years old and you always wanted to read Romeo, you may. And then the Mill Road School is doing a production of Macbeth. I know you're not supposed to say that title, but I have no fear. So they're doing a production of Macbeth. So this year we've got 4 productions part of the festival. So this year it's Othello, and the wonderful thing about it is we're doing it in modern dress, but we're doing it with all men. So we're doing it as it was done in the 16th century. As you know, there were no women on the stage in Shakespeare's time. So.
Yeah. One of the things that always fascinates me about Shakespeare is how 500 years later, somehow it's still relevant. And it blows my mind even more now because, you know, in the world of viral explosions of popularity, how does something that's 500 years old still have relevance to us today?
Great question. So the answer is there are 5 great playwrights in the world, and Shakespeare is one of them. The other 4 are Euripides, Chekhov, Tennessee Williams, and Neil Simon. So why are they great? They're great.
I love your list.
Yeah, it is a good list. Why are they great? They're great because they're non-judgmental playwrights. They just present the human condition. So let's stick with Shakespeare. Romeo and Juliet. A young boy and a young girl fall lustfully in love. The parents don't like it. Hey, is that like now? King Lear. An older man, probably suffering from something like Alzheimer's disease, even though they didn't call it that then, goes amok, and he makes some very bad decisions. And he has 3 children who are fighting over his inheritance. Have we all been there? Yeah. Right? Julius Caesar, the boss, wants to be more powerful than he already is. The underlings don't want him to be that powerful, so they get rid of him. Well, what does that sound like? In fact, when I did Julius Caesar, we did it as an organized crime play. We did it in modern dress, and instead of daggers, we had pistols. And instead of the classical scenes, we did it as though it were a series of Italian restaurants. You know, all big hits happen in Italian restaurants. So why is Shakespeare relevant? Because he went right to the nub of what it is to be a human being, and he went right to the core of what problems are. Love, lack of love, revenge, insanity, want, need. Those things don't change. So that's why he's still here.
So when you do a production like of Othello here, you do it with the original script of
yes,
Shakespeare?
Yes, we never change the script. I do not update the script. What I do is I edit a script. And the only reason I edit is for time. We're doing it modern dress. Everybody looks very well-dressed. They're all in great Italian suits. We are playing the Venetian cypress thing. We're making it look very elegant, lots of beautiful fabrics, the wonderful suits. The men are dressed superbly. And the weapon of choice that we have in this play is switchblade knives. I couldn't do guns. I've done guns. Couldn't do swords. You can't wear an Armani suit and have a rapier. So I decided a switchblade looked really good. So they look like stilettos, Italian stilettos. My only caveat when I do Shakespeare is I don't do Brit. It's not a
And by
guild.
don't do Brit, you mean?
I don't want it to be or not to be. We're not doing John Gielgud.
So Shakespeare really lays out the basic landscape, if you will, and then you as the director
can do what
make
you want.
this artistic expression
Yeah,
of it, which
yeah.
is relatable to people now.
Yeah.
And that's why you're saying that's why it's still around.
Yeah, the cool thing about
In
Shakespeare...
500 years, is it still around?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a Star Trek episode where they're doing Shakespeare. And it's a I think actually they're doing Macbeth. It's a wonderful
they are
one.
too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But the cool thing about Shakespeare is that you're right. I mean, he just lays out a roadmap. You know, we all know plays are not to be read. You're not supposed to read a play. You're supposed to watch a play. So I fight with English teachers all the time because they are constantly making their kids read plays. Great. See the play. Then if you want to read it, you can. But you should see it first. Shakespeare's directions. They enter. They exit. So it's up to you.
That gives you a lot of leeway.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
in comes the
roadmap.
art and the expression
Yep.
and the what do you want to say and what's your message, whether
Right.
it's political or
Right.
spiritual or
Right.
whatever. You can figure out a way to say what you need to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I studied theater. I did theater in New York for about 14 years. Then I dropped out and went into politics and dropped out of politics after a while.
They're kind of close.
I used to work for Governor Mario Cuomo, and Mario Cuomo said that, God bless him, he's no longer with us. Mario Cuomo always used to say that politics is show business for ugly people. So, it's true.
What do you want people who either have or haven't been here to the center before to know about it?
That it's very family friendly.
What? Lie. With her? With her, on her, what you will. Swoons, that's false. Lie with her? Lie on her? Handkerchief? Confessions? Handkerchief? I tremble at it. Nose. Ears, lips. Is it possible? Confessions. Handkerchief. Oh, devil!
Okay.
My name is Kevin Archambault, and in real life, I'm still here at the theater. I'm the Director of Community and Public Relations here at the Center for Performing Arts.
Great. And the role you're playing?
I play Desdemona.
I'm Joe Ariel. I am an attorney in my real life. I wish I could reverse those roles, but there it is. And I play Iago.
And my name is Marcus Greggio. Who am I playing?
Yeah.
Othello. Oh, right. And I am a drama teacher, middle school drama teacher, and I teach English as well.
I had read Shakespeare in school like everybody's supposed to, either does or doesn't, but you're supposed to. And on the page it's different, and it can be admired on the page for lots of reasons. But I remember seeing one of those speeches, and it wasn't the most famous one, it was just something that actor did, I think, when he realized he had been betrayed by one of his best men. And he gave that speech, and I remember at the end of it saying to myself, I did not understand a single word of what he said, and I was blown away. In other words, I was still so young that I couldn't entirely process the speech, but on the stage, everything, I knew exactly what happened. I knew that was his best friend, and that he got betrayed by him. And it was powerful.
I thought we would play a little game of, I'll ask a question and they'll just shoot me the first thing that comes to their mind, okay?
That's always
So-
scary.
Yeah.
Like we don't have enough problems.
No pressure. Ready. First, the question I want to ask you, mostly because also, you know, you're playing the part in the play as well, but you also work here full time. Why is community theater important?
Ooh. Well, I think you hit the word, and the word is community.
We're going to play word association with Iago. Truth.
Always better than fiction.
Destruction.
The natural order of things.
Hate.
It's built into who we are. Some people just don't like it.
Humankind.
I'd rather have a dog.
Othello.
Good. And look what it got.
That was Iago in person here.
Good, that's nice.
Well done.
I think it's one of the things he hates about it.
That we're doing now, it's interesting if you look at the history of it because of the way that black actors have played this part and other actors have played the title role. And throughout time, the way that we approach this play has changed, but the intention and the idea behind it hasn't changed. It's all about who we are and how we relate to each other and how we behave around each other, and hopefully through his work, how we can continue to love each other. And that's what art is. It's about the community and it's about love. And these plays are all about intelligent love and the way that we learn those two principal ideas through his work.
What? Lie. With her? With her, on her, what you will. Swoons, that's false. Lie with her. Lie on her. Handkerchief. Confessions. Handkerchief. I tremble at it. Nose. Ears, lips. Is it possible? Confessions. Handkerchief. Oh, devil!
Okay.
Two men fight to keep the same woman they are both married to in two different timelines. Astronaut Eric Skyle can't remember how he returned to Earth from Saturn's rings. Tortured by a past he can't remember, he tries the latest method of converting brainwaves to visual images, flashback therapy, with world-renowned therapist and childhood friend Dr. David Connor. Tensions rise as both men are in love with the same woman, Julia, David's wife. Eric refines his time travel technology under the guise of holoplay, convincing David and Julia to take a virtual trip back in time, which becomes real. Eric makes sure that the first chance meeting of this couple never happens. The timeline change triggers an explosion, propelling David into a second timeline while retaining memories of the first. Now, David is single and Eric is married to a pregnant Julia. Will Julia choose her husband, or will time choose him for her? Two Husbands, One Wife by Barbara Rayner.
Do you need a professional bio, press releases, a ghostwriter, videographer, or someone to produce your commercial? If so, check out barbararena.com.